Nigeria operates a fragmented intelligence architecture with multiple agencies. A history of weak coordination, a structural problem that many say undermines counterinsurgency efforts and operational effectiveness. At the same time, the grassroots actors, such as vigilante groups, have become de facto intelligence sources in many communities, filling gaps led by formal agencies, but raising questions about oversight and reliability.
Well, these dynamics shape not only tactical outcomes, but also public trust and long-term stability. From Boko Haram and banditry to kidnappings, Nigeria's security threats are diverse and adaptive. Yet time and again, we see attacks that appear preventable. Now, this morning, we'll examine whether the problem is the intelligence we collect, how we share it, or whether anyone acts on it. You do recall this situation in Kebbi State where the governor had said that he wants to know who gave the order because the military was said to be present, but all of a sudden, as soon as they left, the attack came. Well, joining us for this discussion, we have security intelligence and investigation expert, Dr. Yahuza Getso. Thank you so much, Dr. Getso, for joining us this morning on Breakfast Central.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, our listeners and viewers. Thank you for having me.
Good. Dr. Getso, you've been in, and we could say you do understand a certain degree of the security architecture, especially that which has got to do with Nigeria's security and that of the insurgency. Can you share with us what really is the situation that we find ourselves currently? Is it a case of data sharing? Is it a case of ineffective action, especially when it comes to intelligence or information being passed to the security operatives? Can you share with us what is the problem? What's the gap? Why is it that we cannot nip these insecurity challenges in the bud?
Well, there are 7 outlined reasons which we need to look into, we need to examine. One, the system itself, the security architecture system itself, the way the system is rolling, something is really wrong. Secondly, there are saboteurs all over. There are internal saboteurs, there are external saboteurs, and there are also saboteurs within, and there are saboteurs at the back of the kitchen, within the room. And number 3, there is total and absolute negligence from all the security agencies, the elites, and the government itself. Not only on banditry or kidnappings or the activities of the criminals in the northwestern part of the country or the northeast central part of the country, including that of northeastern part of the country and south and southeast. And number 4, there are issues with the policy. The policy for fighting insurgency in Nigeria is not really composed very well. It's not really communicating between the country. Sorry, the breeze was trying to take my tripod. Yeah, between the country and the people or the issues around. And number 5, compromise. There are a lot of compromises which we are not working towards addressing. And we refused intentionally, that is number 6, refusal by the government, intentionally to hold people accountable and responsible for the assignments being given to them in order to handle those found wanting responsible accordingly and deal with them to serve as a deterrent. Complicit. There are a lot of complicit whereby people and the government and even the agency themselves. And number 7, the community themselves. Yes, of course, our communities are very proactive because I have been in this job since the year 2001, and I have been to all parts of Africa and the Asian countries. I have been to 48 countries for this job. And I believe I have been doing the risky, the highest, the most difficult, and the most terrible part of it. That is looking and searching for the crimes and criminals at the difficult terrain and hard to reach communities, and also looking at the hardened criminals in all the Asian countries and African countries. In the 48 countries I have been since the year 2001 to date, I believe that what Nigeria have as an issue of insecurity, especially that of northern Nigeria, the north central, the northeast, and the northwest, as well as what we have in the south, and southeast, is something we can manage. Because the communities are very proactive in providing information as at when due. And I do receive this information 247. 247, every 30 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, I do have information on crimes and criminal activities. And I have a separate network in 774 local governments of Nigeria where I do generate information from the macro level, from the polling unit sometimes even from the lower level of the settlement within the polling unit. From the political what?
Yeah.
From the local government, the federal constituency, and the state assembly constituency, or the senatorial constituency. And as God will have it, I have very good relationship. I have been having very good relationship, even though there are sometimes that the relationship was not really good between myself and the security agencies. Not really the security agencies, but if the security, perhaps the security heads that we have had since those years. Of course, I have suffered a lot of intimidations and so on and so forth. But however, I was never discouraged. I keep generating this information, and on hourly basis and on minutes and seconds and 30 minutes basis and days, as I got this information, I normally push it to the relevant authorities. Be it related to NDLA, be it related to Nigerian Army, be it related to Nigerian Air Force, be it related to the marine operations, be it related to the police affairs, be it related to the DSS basic activities or basic things that we're supposed to know and work on, be it related to the National Intelligence Agency, be it related to something that I should convey to the Office of the National Security Advisor, be it related to something that I should convey and inform the Defense Intelligence Agency or the Directorate of Military Intelligence, and so on and so forth. To all heads of security, at the local governments, at the states,
if I may come in,
to
Dr.
information
Getso.
that the zonal officers and the governor are supposed to know. I do share this information, and I'm always on air through local and international media, discussing what I have been sending to them.
Thank you for giving us a background to the work you've done and the level of intelligence you get. And I believe the Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Security Advisor, the service chiefs, and gallant men and women in the front lines also have access to some of this information. But having said that, Nigerians watching are saying that, because you also said our problems are not insurmountable. They are surmountable. We can deal with them. We've seen, why are we then seeing repeated failures to prevent attacks? What we often get is reactionary, even in areas with heavy military presence. Is this a failure of intelligence or failure to act on intelligence? Why are we seeing this?
It's just 3 reasons. Failure to act on intelligence, and the failure to hold people accountable on the responsibilities and authorities given to them, and also the community themselves, who have not been helping the situation. Because sometimes there are a lot of hypocrites around them, and also the issue of corruption. These are just the reasons. Corruption, system failure, and the issues of inability of the system to hold people accountable, those who have been given the responsibility and authority on certain things. And we keep promoting our officers, both men and officers of all the security agencies, without holding them accountable and responsible for the number of people being killed under their watch. Take the case of Kebbi, for example. I have said it, and the governor affirmed it. I provided information 12 hours and follow up 6 hours and follow up on it. Almost 4 hours to the attack. And even during the attack, I have been trying to call someone, even though the person did not pick the call, and he didn't respond to me. Why were you calling me at that odd hour? Up to now that I'm talking to you. And they know. They know who is Dr. Yahuza Getso. They know what Dr. Yahuza Getso used to talk to them, used to send to them. I don't have any iota of relationship of asking anybody to give me money or to give me anything. If I call you for Nigeria. And Nigeria is my country. I have job offers in the foreign land of Israel and the US. That is very, very expensive material. But I refuse to go. I stay in Nigeria, I believe in Nigeria, and I believe Nigeria is my country, and I will do everything possible to ensure that Nigeria is safe. And my own is a responsibility, I don't have the authority.
Okay, Dr. Getso.
So when those information was shared, the governor called for an emergency meeting as he mentioned, and after the emergency meeting, an agreement was reached, a team to be sent. And as far as security is concerned, when you are commanded to go into an institution or to go into a place, to secure the place, you don't have the capacity, the audacity, and the authority to leave that place until and unless you are commanded. So the question is, who command the person, the team, to go there? Who is the commanding officer? And who asks the commanding officer to leave the place? And why the attack come barely 42 minutes after they left the school? And members of the community also send a distress call to the relevant authorities. And I want to tell you that the area within the range of where the activity, the criminals conducted their activity, more than 120 kilometers is not really motorable easily, that you can easily cross within a short period of time. Who is managing our airspace management? Where are all the security formations, all the military formations, all the other brackets, checkpoints that we have within that radius of Donko-Osogu, Zuru, Gumi local government, Maru local government, Anka local government, Bukwim local government, Fakai local government, Sakaba local government, Ngaski local government, Rijau local government, Yauri local government, Nansara Emirate of Maru local government, Mashogu local government, as well as Mariga local government, and the axis of Emirates of Zuru Emirate, Yauri Emirate, Kwantagora Emirate, and that of Nansado Emirate. Those are not really areas that are easily accessible because they are not really motorable easily. So how comes they were able to cut away, to shoot sporadically, kill the vice principal, cut away number of 226 children, even though 2 escaped? How were they able to move with those children without noise? Where are all the security formations around this emirate that comprises to have more than 12 local governments, as I mentioned? And they have more than almost 200 political wards, almost 500 polling units, settlements. How do they cross? How do they move? Who is manning our airspace? What happens with the communication? So it means there are absolute negligence. And the government seems to be not really responsible.
Right.
We must have a responsible government. We must have a serious government. And up till now, we have not had, and Nigerians have not been provided with a feedback on who really commanded the team of security, or joint security, or a function of the security to go and man the school. Who was the commanding officer? Who gave him the command to go? Who gave him the command to leave? And after he left the school with his team, where do they move to? And what happens? And how comes? 42 minutes, barely 42 minutes after the school was attacked.
All right.
What environment are we? What irresponsible environment are we operating?
Right.
It is now more than almost 6 days. We have not had any arrest apprehending, no feedback to Nigerians from the government. Government just keep talking, and government became confused and start shutting down the schools, which is a very, very wrong action. Very, very wrong indeed. But I know, and we Nigerians now should understand that the children of those who are making the policy in Nigeria are not directly affected with the situation in the country. They don't even know, they don't even understand the magnitude of the security and the challenges that we have. And they refuse to open their ears and eyes to listen. I started reporting presence of AK-47 in the wrong hands. In those areas of Kebbi, Zamfara, and Niger, I started reporting since the year 2006, 2005. Nothing happened.
All right, Doctor.
The documents are there.
Dr. Getso.
They should endorse their archive. They will see my submissions. So they allow this thing to escalate.
All right, Dr. Getso.
Because it doesn't affect them, they started shutting down schools.
Dr. Getso, I mean, you've made very
the capacity to fight.
You've made very, very strong points and allegations here as well. But I mean, we look forward to speak. Yesterday, we did speak with a retired general here on the program, who also highlighted the strides that the military is indeed putting forth to ensure that they conquer this insecurity. But you've also made some very, very strong points. But we look forward to get back to this conversation next time when we come again. I want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to have you again. Hopefully, we would wait to hear from the federal government if they can secure the release of those who have been kidnapped, the other ones. But thank you for your time. Thank you so much for your time.
So thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure. Have a pleasant time.
All right.